I'm just about to reveal how regular people make hundreds or even thousands of dollars online just by reading books, so let's get started. But first off, there's an important distinction we need to make here. We're gonna cover two different types of websites. Some of them pay you for simply reading books, other ones also require you to read out loud into a microphone, which means that you need to have a pleasant voice and a pretty good accent. But let's just start with the easiest ones. The first website I want you guys to connect to is called theusreview.com, and here's how this works. This platform is suitable for all book lovers. If you're someone who genuinely enjoys reading, then this will be a lot of fun. As the name of the website might suggest, this is a place where you can get a bunch of reviews for popular books. You can actually see a list of the most recent uploads here. Every time somebody reads a book, they will just connect to theusreview.com and leave an honest review. That's how the process works. But you can actually get paid for submitting those reviews yourself if you make a small contribution. Here's how you do that. I want this video to be 100% clear and transparent. So, reviews generally run 250 to 300 words and pay $25. Longer reviews of 500 to 600 words pay more, and that is up to $75. Now guys, let me tell you something. Writing 300 words is not rocket science, especially if you're writing a review about a book that you actually enjoyed reading. It will come naturally. It will not even feel like you're working. And so that $25 is just a great incentive. But if you want to take it to the next level, you really want to maximize the number of words. But if you really want to squeeze the most out of this method, you really want to go for the longer reviews. They pay up to $75. But now guys, here's a trick. If you want to save some time and get there faster, what you may want to do is take advantage of AI writing assistants such as Writer.me or Jasper.ai. The latter is not free of charge. Writer.me has a free version, but Jasper will cost you about $20 a month or so. That also depends on the number of words you want it to write. If you want to go for 20,000 words per month, that's a $24 price you have to pay. Now, that does not mean that you don't have to read the book. What it means is that you don't have to do all of the hard work because AI will help you out. It will basically make your job way easier. And it was already easy in the first place. So this is one of the coolest ways to make some money online if you're a book enthusiast. And on the same note, what you can also do is connect to Richiecom and specifically to their discovery section. This is where people can discover new books on a weekly basis. But it's also where you can submit reviews and get paid in a very similar way to how you get paid on the US review. Again, it is all about making a small contribution to this bigger cause, which is helping people get an idea about a certain book before purchasing or reading it. You're helping people out, and in return for your small contribution, you get to earn money while doing what you love. You get to access hundreds of books for free as well, so you don't have to actually purchase them. By the way, when it comes to Richiecom, we're talking about newly released books, not bestsellers, not popular titles, but newly released books from upcoming authors, so you can help them by providing some honest feedback. You're giving them a helping hand, and you get paid in return, right? I hope that makes sense. Now, if you're somebody who also writes content, then you may want to submit your content on Richiecom for other people to review. You can submit your book for review for $50 and gain exposure to thousands of readers in your genre. But again, this video is about reading books, not writing them, so I'm just gonna leave this aside for now. Let's not get sidetracked. The next website you may want to connect to is called the onlinebookclub.org. Make sure you spell that right. They give away over $1,000 a month in prizes, so you can grab a piece of that pie. That's not a life-changing amount of money. It's not gonna make you rich overnight. But if you're already reading books in your spare time, then if you're not doing this, you're leaving money on the table. If you see it that way, then all of these websites become a really good option. I mean, you're just getting paid for doing something you already enjoy and you're already doing for free. So it's a no-brainer. But if you want to take things to the next level and not only read, but read the books out loud, then here's how you can get paid for doing that. The first website we're gonna take advantage of is called acx.com, and this is a product of Amazon. In other words, this is the platform where audiobooks come to life. Established authors will connect to acx.com, upload their content in a written format, and all you have to do is grab your microphone and read that book into the microphone in order to turn it into an audiobook. Here's how it works. You want to switch over to this section that says I am a narrator because that's what we're interested in, and Amazon will break everything down for you. It's a step-by-step process that you can just follow along with. There's nothing complicated. First off, you need to set up a profile and then upload your samples. But this is a tricky one because you also need to detail your acting and audiobook experience. If you're just starting out from scratch and you've never done done this before, you've never provided any sort of voiceover services before, you may not be qualified. As a matter of fact, ACX is very picky when it comes to their narrators, so they will only accept the best ones, and it makes sense if you think about it. Let's put it this way. So an established author that has spent several years writing a book wants to turn that piece of content into an audiobook. They want to turn the paperback into an audio version, right? That they can sell on Audible. They want to collaborate with the best narrator they can find on the market. So if that's not you, they will not work with you. That's why you need to be good when it comes to joining ACX. Again, I'm gonna be 100% truthful, not everyone qualifies for ACX. Even if you have some previous experience, your application might still get declined. So just keep that in mind. However, if you do get accepted, then it's a pretty streamlined process. Everything has been optimized so that the whole thing is really easy for everyone. You get to upload your samples, you can choose how you want to get paid, and you have two options. You can either choose a fixed hourly rate, or you can give 50% of the royalties. And the latter might be profitable if you're partnering up with a famous author. There's a lot of money to be made there. If you're unsure, you can choose a combination of both. Then you get to audition for books, accept the offers, start making deals with the creators, and so on and so forth. I don't want to bore you with the technicalities here. The process is really simple. You're just working as a narrator for one of the biggest companies on earth, turning books into audiobooks, bringing ideas to life. It's a really profitable process if done right, but again, you need a good accent, you need a good voice, and you may need some previous experience too. If you're completely new, then here's another option for you. Voices.com. This is the #1 marketplace for voiceover actors where you can start building a portfolio. And even if you're starting from scratch here, you can actually land some high-paying jobs. What you want to do is click on find work, and then you can start browsing. I mean, there are so many different ways people can search for a voiceover. They can search by skill, by location, by language, or even by category. Let's just do a quick experiment here so that you can get a little bit of background. Let's say that I'm a client looking to hire a voiceover. Well, first off, what I can do is browse by some specific characteristics, such as the language, then the gender and age, the accents, and we've got a bunch of different options here. There are also a few different styles that you can choose from, quite a few of them, and you can also do a role play. You can pretend to be a scientist, a samurai, a salesperson, depending on the job requirements. All in all, it's just a fun process to be part of. At the end of the day, you're just reading a script into a microphone, helping people with their advertisements or with their content. But the best part about this side hustle overall is that you don't really need to invest a lot of money into it. I mean, all you need is a laptop or a computer and a microphone. And if you don't have a microphone and you don't want to purchase one yet, there's a pretty good chance that your mobile phone might actually have a good enough microphone to record professional voiceovers. I mean, most of our modern phones have a really good built-in microphone. But if you want to purchase one, it's not that expensive either. For example, a Blue Yeti, which is the one I'm using, will cost you about 86 bucks, which is not a fortune. Now, if you want to, moving forward, you can also purchase a microphone stand, and you can get fancy. You can isolate, you can soundproof your room to make sure that your voice comes across clearly. There are a bunch of things you can do. But all in all, this side hustle doesn't require a big investment. It's more about developing your skill, developing your accent, and your ability to speak rather than reinvesting in equipment. That's not gonna make a difference. But the way you speak into that microphone is. So that's what you want to improve. And obviously, if you like this side hustle and you want to really maximize your chances and get more exposure to get more clients in the long run, you can also work as a freelancer. You can connect to places like Upwork or Fiverr and set up your gig. And there are people here making multiple 5 or 6 figures just by doing voiceovers. Now, I need to give them the credit they are due. These guys have probably been doing this for decades, and they probably have a really good skill. So competing against them is going to be a little bit tricky. But again, everyone needs to start somewhere. And if reading books is something you like, then you may want to consider voiceover services too. If you don't have a great voice, if you don't have a great accent, and you don't think voiceover is for you, then you can just keep things simple and write book reviews and get paid every now and again. This is not gonna make you rich, but it's a cool side hustle. One that requires minimum effort, let's face it. This is not the most difficult thing, but remember, once you start building up some credibility, once you've got some testimonials and some previous work to show for yourself, you can always level up. And eventually, if you put in the work and you put in the hours, you might become an ACX narrator, making thousands of dollars for every single book you work with. I'm just here to provide you with the ideas. That's it for now, and thanks for watching.